What's up guys, David 1, 2, and 2 are going over some TCG exclusives today. I like to cover the TCG exclusives on my channel because they tend to be unique in their card design, they do cool things, and the artwork seems to match what the effects do, which is always kind of cool. Everyone's going over these and everyone's got their opinion, so I'm going to do you guys one better. Stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll actually show... I guess that was kind of an appropriate noise for the nature of the video. Stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll actually give you guys a deck profile on this so I can give you guys a little more value than just going over the cards like everyone else is doing. But before I go over the deck, I actually want to say what to do because frankly, you know, it's probably important so you guys understand my choices. We got 2 monsters, 2 spells, let's get started. First up we got FA Sonic Meister. He's a level 4 wind machine, which is a good start because hey, well, you got some Speedroid synergy there, so that's good. As well as you can summon these things from the deck with Mist Valley, so that's kind of neat I guess. But what does it do? Gains attack equal to his level times 300. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster whose original level or rank is lower than that of this thing's level. Each time an FA spell or trap is activated, you can choose to increase this card's level. Okay, that's how you get that attack boost up. And if this card's level 7 or higher, it can make 2 attacks on monsters during the battle phase, which this is kind of the way these cards are set up. Pretty much they all have their own inherent level modulation as well as getting an attack boost from it, and when they get to level 7 or higher they actually gain another effect, which is kind of cool. I guess the idea is that the cards are going faster and faster as their level increased, so and then like as they get to a certain speed they actually like are at full power. It's kind of cool I guess. Again, TCG is always really good at making their artwork match the effect. However, it doesn't make them necessarily very good. Obviously, starting off the bat here, we got a kind of the weaker of the two. It has no attack, so which means it's gonna have to get to a pretty high level before it's even useful, and getting a second battle attack is just making this thing a big beater, which isn't super useful. And frankly, like, not killed by battle, that's kind of dumb. I mean, if it's higher than anything that it would be fighting, it probably can't get killed by anyway because it's probably too strong. That just seems counterproductive. I don't know. I should have had a different effect. FA Hang On Mock is probably the better of the two. Again, it has the same level modulation. When a spell or trap is activated, it gets 300 attack for its level. However, this one is unaffected by opponent's monster effects whose level is lower than it. So that's the better of the two effects from the inherent protection ability, because you know, like, this minion can't get Triton when you like set it to the field, as long as you had some way of level modulating it. Well, I guess you could play the quick play that we're going to talk about. The thing that we care about with this bad boy is the fact that when it gets to level 7 or higher, it actually turns into Dark Law and banishes everything that gets sent to the graveyard. Oh boy. Well, that is your opponent's stuff, I should say. That is really, really good, and it's kind of the impetus for the build of the deck that I decided to play. FA Downforce is their quick play spell. Basically what this does is gives them a once per turn during this turn, temporary 2-level attack boost. So that way they can, you know, get their effects higher, get their attack higher, and actually kind of get the deck rolling. The cool thing about this card though is during any other turn after you use this, except the turn it gets sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to do the effect again. Again, it's only for the turn, but it does give you that temporary boost, and activating the effect does let the FAs inherently get their own boost. So, you know, you get like, what, 2 temporary boosts plus 2 permanent boosts out of this thing. Okay, that's not terrible, I guess. And then last but not least is FA Circuit Grand Prix, their field spell, which is clearly like UA Stadium from a different point of view. For the battle phase only, every FA gets 2 levels increased, which I guess is kind of neat. It would have been cool if it was just a pure attack boost during damage calc. That would have been a little harder for your opponent to get around, but you know, it wouldn't make any sense with how the deck is supposed to work. And neatly enough, if one of your FAs destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to draw a card. Obviously, draw power is always good. I always have a problem with draw cards that like pretty much only work when your deck's already working, which is just really annoying because it's like I could have used that card to get this thing moving. It's not just like empty advantage after the battle phase, but you know, it kind of helps you draw into things later, especially once we get more cards. I'm sure we'll get a trap that you might want to set. So, okay, fine. And if the thing is destroyed, you can add an FA card, except itself, which that's fair, I guess. And the cool thing is FA card, it's not FA monster or FA spell or FA trap only, it's all of the whole theme, which is that kind of generic searching is always good. My opinion on the archetype is, a little bit lackluster. Most people are really harping on it. My issue with it is it does seem to be really stuck to the battle phase where it's going to be doing most of its monster removal, at least for now. And sure, we got a monster that can attack twice, and the other one that's a Dark Law, so during the battle phase, you're going to be destroying cards, banishing cards, destroying lots of cards, drawing cards. You know, there's a lot of advantage to be had during the battle phase. It just means that your main phase 1 needs to go off without a hitch, and that could be a little clumsy, at least for now. And getting the levels increased enough to make an OTK possible is probably going to take a couple of turns, so getting these things really beefy is going to be a problem. And if you are absolutely, completely dead set on playing it with the first 4 cards of support, try this build. I didn't say it was going to be cheap. I just said it was going to work. Basically, what you do with this thing is you got your FAs and you got your spells and your spells in here, and you just turbo them out with all of your draw cards here with Pot of Desires and Card of Demise. Just basically dig through the deck as fast as absolutely possible. We got our 3 terraforming. I threw in 2 Thunder King Ryos, just like a, you know, you can do this if you don't really have another play, because you need another level 4 monster you can just normal summon that's going to stun your opponent, and Denko would turn off all my traps, so that's kind of lame. I decided, I don't know, maybe lose 1 turn, because you're probably just normal summoning in this, so who really cares? We'll turn it into a helmet deck, which is kind of ironic because the deck's supposed to be going fast race cars, and we're going to play slow helmet, but okay, whatever. Then I just fill this thing up with back row with your warnings, your strikes, and your D barriers, just to kind of keep your opponent from doing anything. But the interesting tech that actually goes along with the mechanic, as opposed to just, you know, lithium style, just fill it with a bunch of staples and then, you know, whatever you want and just hope it works. We have our painful decision to search our Rice Bell the Summoner. This thing's a pendulum monster that can target one monster in the field and increase or decrease its level, right? Or is it just increase? It's just increase, my bad. But it doesn't really matter, we don't really care, we're not pendulum summoning at all. Hopefully you can open one and then you search the other one, you just play the 2, and then sure, with Link format coming out, you can only play 3 traps after that, but who cares, you got tons of traps, you just make room or whatever. And you can just keep every turn raising one of their levels, try to beef them up as much as possible. And the other option you had to get the mechanic rolling is Marshalling Field. It's a continuous trap, which means it's a little slow. However, once per turn, you can declare a level between 5 and 9, and all 5 or higher machine monsters on the field become that level. Basically meaning if you got like a couple of your FAs on board, you got maybe one of their effects to resolve to get them up to 5, or you got Rice Bell on board, you can then play Marshalling Field, give them another boost up to 9 to give them kind of a head start. Again, I'm not sure if it's super relevant, it's just an interesting, neat choice, because mostly because you can't use Tannhauser Gate or Galaxy Queen's Light, because both of those don't actually work on the FAs, which is really frustrating. And then your extra deck is literally just basically at least 1 from every single rank, because with Marshalling Field and the fact that these things modulate their level anyway, you could, I guess, potentially try to make any of this crap. Although if the deck's actually really working the way it was intended, you pretty much are sitting on, you know, you're sitting on Mock and just a bunch of back row and just banishing all their crap and smacking over their stuff. It's basically, what is this? Just like Cleese, essentially. But hey, you know, it works. I won a couple duels with it. But anyway, guys, that was the deck and the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this set, and what do you think maybe you guys can do for your versions of the deck. I was trying Ties with Brethren before, which kind of works. You know, you gotta play like a Speedroid level 4 or something like that, but that kind of gets all the monsters out of the deck too. But there's tons of neat cards you can stick in this deck, especially because it's only, what, you know, at a max 12 cards, so you got plenty of space. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time.
Wait just a moment. I can see you were about to click the subscribe button. Was I right? Tell me I was right. I was right? My Millennium Eye lets me see everything, including these other videos by Davy Boy. Don't be a stranger. You will always be welcome in my Toon World.